My John
Just your first name, sir.
Yeah, I'm Vahid.
And the reason, how long, actually, let's start here. The world is thinking you two countries are at war, and here both flags are flying together.
Yeah.
What is the truth from your point of view?
Yeah, so the interesting part is just, Iran is the only country in the Middle East that its nation and people, ordinary people, are the true friends of the US and Israel. While I can tell you the majority of the other countries in the Middle East is completely the opposite, because their governments, because they know politics, they want to be with Israel, with US, but the majority of their own populations, they're not truly considered USA or Israel as their friends. And it's not the case with Iranian.
To get the gentleman's face? We want the flags in. Yeah. I was just going to say, do you think we're being lied to as a nation where they're saying that there's a war between you two? Is that frustrating from your point of view?
Oh, so look, first of all, this war is not against Iran. So this is very important, and we want the world to understand. We have two things here. We have Islamic Republic, which occupied our country, Iran. For us, Iran and Islamic Republic are not the same. They are completely two different things. And we believe that Israel and US war is not against Iran. It's against the Islamic Republic regime in Iran, which occupied our country. And we are trying every single weekend, and during the week we are here to just, raise our voice and have that message, and to the world, that to understand, okay, this war is not against Iran. And if you look at the casualties and the way that I know that there's going to be some innocent people unfortunately get hurt. No one cannot control that. I understand that, and we look at it in a way that when you got cancer, you go to chemotherapy, and you see that some healthy cells get damaged as well, and it's so unfortunate. My family is still living in Iran.
And do you fear for them?
Oh, look, they accepted that. When very limited times I can get a very, small chance to have a chat with them for a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes, they said, "Don't worry about us. Let's get rid of them. Let's finish the job," because they are ready to be sacrificed. Everyone. I mean,
so they've reached a point. So the oppression is so bad that they're not scared of death anymore. They want freedom more than death.
Just let's talk with numbers. So this regime, on 8th and 9th of January, they killed over 45,000 people inside Iran in 2 nights. And for 40 days of war, of bombs and everything with US and Israel against this regime, the all number of people killed is less than 3,000 people.
Yeah.
And majority of them are military people.
Yeah.
The people that they were supporting this regime.
Can I ask another question? There's a thing called survivor's guilt, and you're watching your people suffering, and you've got a beautiful son here. I don't want him in the camera.
Yeah.
Do you deal with that? Do you go to struggle
Yeah,
or is this how you cope with your fighting from here?
Yeah, so this is what we discuss a lot. So this stupid revolution happened 47 years ago, and you see generations after generations, they are suffering from that. Even my son, that now in the past 40 days, he couldn't have a chat with his grandparents. The only option that we had all these recent years was this video, call with them. So now I haven't had any, conversation or any video call with my parents.
How do you handle that, man?
Yeah, that's not easy. And, we still need to live here. We need to pay our mortgage. We still need to go to work and everything. Yeah, I have good colleagues that they check on me and lots of beautiful friends. But it's pretty hard. I mean, for explaining this sort of concept to a 6 or 7 years old kids, it's not easy because he is starting questioning, okay, why every week our mullahs is still in there, all the bad guys is still in there. Why we do that? And we're trying to teach him, we're doing it for other kids like you to have freedom, to have toys, to have food.
Can we talk about the freedom for a sec?
Yeah.
We've had so much freedom. I've grown up here since I was 5. You have so much freedom, you almost take it for granted. You don't know what it means.
Yeah, of course.
What
yeah.
does freedom mean to someone who's lost it? What are the freedoms the Iranian people want back, or the Persian?
Yeah, I had lots of this conversation with my colleagues, majority of the Aussie ones, because they take it for granted. They grow up here. I'm a person that in Iran just got arrested for drinking beer, and when I go to pubs with my colleagues, I tell them, do you know that the other side of the world, you can easily get arrested, or if you do it repetitively, they can hang you just because of drinking this. Or right now in the regime, having an internet is a crime in Iran now. So who can believe that? I mean, a couple of weeks ago, I was in our IT office and they had a bunch of Starlinks. And I said, do you know that literally now they go in Iran and they try to find people that they have a Starlink and they arrest them. So if you believe that you're right, why you disconnected the whole 93 population of the country from the internet? If you believe that you're right, what is...
What have you got to hide?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, when I talk to my colleagues about this, and what we want Iranian, it's not complicated. We want to have a normal life like you guys. I mean, we want to look at the websites that we believe that it's right. No one is not in any position to tell me you can go and read the news from this or from that. But it's not the case with this regime.
Yeah.
So they decide for you. They even decide for you what you can wear, what we can eat. So for women. So when we came to Australia, I mean I'm talking about over 14 years ago, it was the first time that my wife could ride a bicycle. I mean, now,
oh my Lord.
Yeah. So these days, these days, especially in the past 3 years, lots of brave women of Iran, they fight through this women life freedom.
At the cost of their lives sometimes.
Yeah, and they could get a little bit of these sort of freedoms. But back then, I'm talking about 20 years ago, no girls couldn't ride a bike or whatsoever like that. So these are the experiences then when we came to Australia. Or even, give you another example, owning a dog, it's illegal in Iran.
A dog?
A dog. It's illegal. If you go outside with your dog, I mean, people right now, they're doing that. But just look at that beautiful woman over there that she holds the dog. So you cannot do that in Iran. It's not possible. So when I talk to my friends, they think about the political freedom, and I say, yeah, political freedom can come after, but seriously, we
don't want to have a dog.
Yeah, we want to just live like everyone else. We deserve that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so...
Were you surprised how quickly, because in the 1970s you guys were like Australia, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you surprised by how quickly freedom can be taken away?
Yeah, and when I have these conversations with my friends, I say this is the power of a religion when you put it in a wrong way, and how it can radicalize everything and justify wrong actions and slowly deviated you from what you were. And you come to yourself after 47 years, you say, wow, we were what we were, now what we are. When they look at it, say, oh, you guys were stupid, you didn't know. And I said, no one didn't know. And it was lots of manipulation back then. And I believe the literacy and political literacy of the Iranian generation back then was not to the maturity that currently it is.
Well, what lesson would you learn, say, like I saw a thing in Egypt from the 1970s, or 1958, I think, where the leader of Egypt said, the Brotherhood of want me to put hijabs on all the women. He said, as if that'll ever happen, but it did happen.
Yeah.
And Australia is sitting here, we can never lose our freedoms, but there's been a lot of freedoms lost lately, here and there.
Yeah.
What is the lesson you've learned from your country about how to keep your country free?
Yeah. So I'm not sure how I can freely talk about some points, but I believe, look...
Does it take vigilance?
Yeah, so look, I mean, let me to just tell something to all Australian. 3 years ago, in the same very place we were here, every single weekend, we We were telling the Australian government IRGC is a terrorist group and expel their regime's ambassador because they are the proxy for the terrorists. None of them listened to us. They ignored us. We signed petitions, thousands of us, and we were telling them. And see what happened last year. Finally, they learned their lesson with a terrorist attack on the Australia soil with the same group that we were telling them, with the same embassy that they had to expel them after all those costs that we had to pay here inside Australia. We were telling why you should learn your lesson that way. We already told you, and now I'm telling everyone in Australia, if you think there is a cancer in Middle East and you can stay away from it, you're very wrong. Because this is not a type of cancer that it stay in its place. It's gonna be a spreader. Don't take it for granted. Be ready for that and help Iranian when we are fighting very hard with our lives. Support us. We are doing it for humanity, not just for Iran. And I think the story that I told you from 3 years ago until the things that happened last year, I think it shows enough what happened. It shows, it's proof that we were right, and I'm telling everyone, if Australian government decides to stay away from that, you will see that in future you will pay for that cost as well. Because this ideology is not gonna be just in one place, they're gonna spread it. This is the way that they can survive.
It's happening in the UK at the moment.
That's another point. I mean, if you look at the data, what happened in UK then when they were the strong ally with US in 2003 and how they work together and see what's happening in UK now. They don't do anything because of 15% population of the specific population that have been in UK, the extremist one. And even that country has no courage to go and participate. And they all the time say, oh, this is not our war. If you think that this war is not yours. You see what happened in Israel on 7th of October 2023. This is all the consequences of these sort of comments.
Just to finish, because we've had attacks saying, look, Michael, you've been brainwashed by the Zionists and Mossad. What are your views on Israel, and do you have issues with Israel helping with the Americans in the attack? Because a lot of people think Israel is like a demon. I'm not Jewish myself, but what are your views on Israel as helping as well?
Yeah, as I said on early of my sentences that I told you on this conversation, we Iranian, historically, we are the only nation that we are true friends of with the Jewish and Israel.
Just because Cyrus the Great.
Yeah, it was started thousands of years ago, and now we believe that with Israel's support, they're gonna help us back to back then we freed them, and now this is their turn that they are freeing us now. And I see lots of stupid comments and on media about Israel killing people in Gaza, Israel killing people in Iran. Just none of them talk about what happened to Israel on 7th of October in 2023. I mean, they were living there. They just massacred everyone in the streets. And you see that the regime in Iran, they were justifying the saying, everyone lives in Israel as a military person. And this is the justification of the evil. They don't talk about the kids. They got beheaded, they got burned, they got killed. And just look at what the bombs they got. Of course, Israel is a very powerful country. If you go and poke a bear, what do you expect? This was your choice. With your finger, you did that, and now this is a response. You cannot say that, okay, the response was so powerful, I don't like it. It's not your choice. You made a choice to go with this regime, do that brutal attack against them, and now this is the response. This is the response that you got. And we in Iran, we try to tell this government and this regime, just stay focused inside Iran. Lebanon, Gaza is not our problem. Focus on Iranian people, but they didn't want to listen. We tried to be peaceful, but what did? They just killed more than 45,000 people in 2 nights. And now we were begging US and Israel to help us, and that's why President Trump said help is on the way. And President Netanyahu always did his best to support Iranian people, true Iranian, that we want to have a free country. This is all we want. And we really appreciate that. And I know that Israel is so careful with the attacks that I know that it's gonna be casualties. When everyone here, we are all human. We know that innocent people can get hurt. But this is the cost that we're paying. We are paying costs in a different way. I mean, as you said as well, mentally keeping, keep our mental health is not easy. I personally have a way less sleep compared to what I used to be living normally in the past couple of years. It's impacting everyone. It's impacting my child. It's impacting my wife. But we have no other choice. We love our country, and we have a very beautiful Iran back, and we can invite everyone from Australia and all the world go back to Iran and see what a beautiful culture it is. Not this one that these guys are propagating through propaganda of the media.
Carry me over the place between where we are and where we wish we can be. For in this space, your lonely doors is where we store our dreams. Carry me over the place between where we are and where we wish we can be. For in the space, your lonely doors is where we store our dreams.